you're a fan of college baseball, you know all about Travis Bazzana.
Travis Bazzana.
Travis Bazzana.
The all-time record holder in numerous categories in Beavers history. Bazzana drills one. Gone!
He was arguably the best college hitter.
He has taken off and moved to the top of the draft class.
This was a guy that went to Driveline, found it, and it clearly translated.
I like to assess where I'm at as much as I can. Now is that kind of period where, for me, it's like combining the data and numbers from my season and where I had success, where I didn't, lefty-righty splits, pitch types. It's combining the results with what my process is going to be now and why things are happening, and the assessment tells us a lot. Objective feedback is huge. I love that instant feedback, and every swing I take, having objective markers keeps you striving for the next step and not getting complacent.
Hands on the head, play still.
We can tailor everything to getting myself into the best positions I can be to then go out and perform the next couple of months. When I was young, maybe 13 years old, Driveline Baseball connected with Baseball Australia. I saw this new wave of baseball training and wanted to know more. Blog posts, I was signed up from whenever they started. I found myself a set of Driveline bats when I was like 15 and wore them down. They were scratched up, the grips were absolutely ruined, but off I went with the kind of PDF that I got sent from someone of the basic bat speed program and worked on that multiple times a week for 2-3 years leading up to moving to the US. I had 2 summers before my draft year, and I was kind of weighing up, how do I increase my ceiling as a baseball player? And at that point, my kind of self-evaluation as a freshman, I remember thinking to myself, like, my ceiling, if I keep being as skilled as I am and playing hard and just getting a little bit better, my ceiling was like a 3rd rounder. I felt like playing games would build my floor, but like training would build my ceiling. Why would I play all this time just to be a 3rd rounder? You know, I want to aim higher than that. So I was like, I'm going to train. I know the power of me stepping away from the field, evaluating my strengths and weaknesses. It was the right decision knowing that I could go and play in the Cape next summer.
So the test-retest model at Driveline here is the base of everything that we do. It's very important that we're not ever guessing with any player's development. Now we can compare his biomechanics, his weight room assessment, batted ball profile, all these other things to where he's at an ideal situation leading into the season. That way we can quickly dial things back in to hit the ground running in professional baseball, essentially. This is where you really saw the jump in production last year. Like, obviously you had a way better junior year from swinging a lot faster, having a flatter bat path, being able to hit the high fastball, but then just the continued work of being able to pull the ball in the air, like, just completely changed the season for you.
Mm-hmm. Reactive strength, like, you're always going to be the lead at this. It makes sense. It correlates to top end sprint speed. So just keeping you very good at this. Honestly, just like making sure that we maintain this as we put back on size is going to be very important.
Yeah.
But yeah, just another highlight of showing your athleticism and how good you are at this. It's good to see.
Season just ended. A little bit down weight, and power output and strength is probably just a touchdown. So now is that kind of period where I'd like to think of it as a mini off season before going into pro ball.
Come on.
Gaining a little bit of weight back, building some volume back on my muscles, and as well as honing my swing and putting a wood bat back in my hands. There's only so much time you get to prepare, especially moving into a new level and striving to be moving up fairly fast.
Try and use the tension of that sled to really feel yourself like drive out with the first step. Like, the worst thing could be like, we're here and then it's like, oh. So the big things for Trav is he just got done with the season, a ton of on-field stress, a ton of swings, a ton of plyometric contacts. His lowest hanging fruit right now is just getting more powerful. He's maintained that really well in season because of how well he does train in season. But for anybody that goes through a long college season like that, you're going to have some small drop-offs in power. And so there's really low-hanging fruit in getting Travis to swing the bat even faster, throw even harder, and really increase his acceleration sprint speed, especially in those like first 6 to 7 steps, and getting more power. Come on. But for the single leg bound, just want it to be like very springy, like pretty up. Yeah.
At Driveline, I think sometimes you get caught on thinking that it's going to be like guys just swinging for the fences and hitting cage bombs all day long. But really, it was like the most challenging environment I'd ever trained in. You're building a holistic approach and plan, and you're just learning about yourself as a player. You walk out of here humbled day after day because of how tough the training environment is. I think people get that misconception, and there's more to it than just trying to be an uppercut home run hitter. I think if it was that case, I wouldn't have really progressed the way I did from the work I put in here.
For anybody, when we're writing a program, it's always going to be very holistic, right? We're hitting all of these qualities: strength, mobility, power, speed, reactivity. But it's just kind of playing with those dials to give Trav what he needs at the right time of the year. So you saw we hit like a ton of really loaded up T-spine rotation stuff with the rows. We had some like rate of force development with the sprints, dropping from heavier loaded sprints to lighter loaded sprints to try and get a little bit more top speed work. And then we did like some heavier rotation stuff. He's still taking a bunch of swings right now prepping for the draft, so I don't need to give him a ton of high-speed rotations in the weight room just because he's getting so much of that in the cage and on the field.
For the next few weeks, basically, we're going to be adding bat speed back on, dialing in his bat path a little bit. There's no big flaws or big issues in his swing, and now we can just really continue to fine-tune his swing and fine-tune his contact quality. All right, today we're gonna start with more outside oppo stuff. We'll start straight up, go through some drills, we'll go angled, and then we're just gonna move back across.
It's a little early with the release.
Yep. What do you think there?
Thought that was solid.
Yeah.
I thought I turned and like had it behind me. I just missed a touch under it.
Different angle machine, angle flips, long bat was a key in the programming. Creating the different angles can expose some parts of your path. I'd say, again, it's still like putting yourself in an environment that's testing your swing, only to figure out the ways to execute it better.
When Travis first walked into Driveline and we took him through our assessment, we saw that his bat speed was low, but he also had 2 uphill of a bat path.
I was very forward bent in my load, which then led to over side bend in my swing. My bat was super vertical, my attack angle was very high, and that was just not conducive to good ball flight.
He would either square balls up that were flyouts because he wasn't hitting the ball hard enough, or with that bat path, he wasn't working behind the plane of pitches, and he was going to have a lot of top spin on his ball. So even when he would try to pull the ball in the air, create loft, those would have top spin, and they'd get caught by the right fielder, or when he did square them up, he wouldn't have enough juice to get them out of the park. From there, we basically had to lower his bat path while also adding bat speed to be able to allow him to pull the ball in the air more often.
Cleaning up posture took time. I think it took me about 5 or 6 weeks to really figure it out. I had a hitting trainer on the floor that time asked me to hit from where I wanted to swing from at the end of my load if I didn't have the postural issues. And I kind of put my bat up here, and all of a sudden I was hitting balls way harder and mashing them to the back of the cage with good flight. It allowed me to hit the high fastball better. My bat speed went up. Those couple things together allowed me to kind of have a better approach in the box and hunt better pitches to hit. It also helped me be flatter and hit breaking balls better, and I made a big jump.
That ball was absolutely mashed by Bazzana, and hit number 200 is a home run.
So we've seen a big jump in bat speed, but he's been able to do that while also swinging and missing less, while chasing less. Doing a lot of these things that make him such a great complete hitter and really live above the competition that he's currently playing against.
And the all-time home run leader in Oregon State history adds to his total.
If you look at his training results through his time at Driveline, he's added 8 to 10 miles an hour bat speed. Basically any metric you look at has improved, but if you look at him in smaller chunks, there's gonna be lows, there's gonna be some big drop-offs, but he was able to commit through those and stick through those, knowing that he had to go through a swing change for those to improve and to come out better on the other side.
I'm always obsessing over the next way to be better. You don't just get better with every day of training. It's about knowing that it's a long-term vision and knowing that it's a process and you trust it. If you want to be great in the game, it's looking for places that can bring the best out of you and allow you to learn about yourself and your swing and challenge you to be better. With the swing adjustments and the bat speed work, I found a new approach in the box and some new power, which really brought up that ceiling that I wanted to. Getting my name called on draft day, I think it's something you grow up dreaming about, and to have it come to fruition will be one of those moments in my life that I'll cherish and remember years and years down the road.